ओम शं नो मित्र शं वरुण शं नो भवत अर्यमा शं न इंद्रो बृहस्पति शं नो विष्णु रुरुक्रमा नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायु तुमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म असि तुमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्माम् अवतु तद्वक्तारम् अवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्. It's utmost privilege to be a part of our extended Arya Samaj family. हमारा जो एक परिवार है, मेरा ये मानना है कि हम सब लोग दयानंद के सेवक हैं. ओम की और आर्य समाज के नियमों पर चलने का प्रयास करते हैं. तो एक आवश्यक हो जाता है कि शायद कुछ भी कारण हो, हम यहाँ घूमने आए हों, स्वार्थवश हो, कुछ भी हो, लेकिन अपने परिवार से मिलना तो बहुत आवश्यक होता है. यही प्रयास मॉरिशस जब हम गए तो वहाँ पर भी रामधनी जी आए एयरपोर्ट लेने करने, बहुत अच्छा रहा. वहाँ करीब 400 आर्य समाज हैं. यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में पिताजी एक बार गए थे बहुत साल पहले, अब तो वो नहीं हैं. तो करीब 35 साल से आर्य समाज से जुड़े हुए. एक आर्य समाज का पहले प्रधान था, फिर धीरे धीरे काम करते हुए सभा के नेतृत्व का मौका मिला. अभी तो जो है भुवनेश खोसला हैं, लेकिन वो जुड़े हुए हैं, बोर्ड में हैं. वाइफ अमिता एक आर्य समाज के प्रधान हैं. हम भी सेवा करते हैं 2 एक आर्य समाज में. मैं ये मानता हूँ कि आर्य समाज में होने से बहुत इतना फ़ायदा है जिसका कोई डिस्क्रिप्शन नहीं है. नाम आर्य समाज ना हो, लेकिन उस दयानंद ने जो दिए हैं वेद और उनके ऊपर जो चलने का जो है, तो उसी एक दिशा में एक छोटा सा एक प्रयास है. आई डोंट वांट टू मेक इट टू सीरियस, लेकिन आई विल टेक ए लिटिल बिट ऑफ योर टाइम. आई थिंक यू विल एंजॉय इट. यू कैन स्टॉप मी एनी टाइम. So my presentation today is on the history of Vedic civilization. अंग्रेज भारत आए, रहे, और प्रयास उनका यही रहा कि किसी तरह से अपनी सभ्यता को सबसे अच्छा बनाएं. लेकिन उसकी दूसरी साइड देखें तो शायद जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर शायद बिगड़े रूप में हो, कैसे भी हो, लेकिन शायद उससे कुछ फ़ायदा हुआ हो. लेकिन हमें उस कचरे को साफ करके ये एक कृणवंतो विश्वमार्यम, दिस इज़ द फोरम वेयर वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड प्रोपोगेट as much as we can in a positive way without criticizing. So with those words, I'll take some of your valuable time. So kindly bear with me. And it's busy slide, most of them. So there are 2 views. What I will do, Hindi में बोलूँगा English में? Both, okay. So what I'll try to do is to see what the science, I'm a student of science, I'm a physician, I'm a gastroenterologist by profession, I'm not a kind of a full-time into this. So understand that I have a scientific view as well, a Vedic view, but I believe we were not evolved. Evolution is there, but we were there separately as human beings apart from all other beings, and also the civilization began there. I believe that. So there is Vedic view, the human being was created when other creatures were already in existence and conditions were habitable. The reformed view is the evolution evolved from the natural element, primordial life and all of that. Now, human beings are fundamentally different. स्वामी जी ने जो व्यवहार भानु हैं, ईश्वर जीव प्रकृति, जो उन्होंने विषय ऋग्वेदादि भाष्य भूमिका में भी सत्यार्थ प्रकाश में, he made it very clear how different we are. We are responsible for what we do. Other beings are pre-programmed. Their lives essentially revolved ahar, bhay, मैथुन और निद्रा पशु ही समाना कहा है मनुस्मृति में. तो procreation, fear, sleep and procuring food. Most of our lives consist of actions. Whatever we do, there is a result of that action, good or bad. The modern view, you are in land of Africa, and of course the belief is that the human modern lives, initially that Lucy, you heard of that in Ethiopia, people moved towards Asia about in two waves, 80 and 60,000 of years ago. They populated Europe, and first they were Mesopotamia, that is north of Iraq, and from there they moved east and west, and most of the movement in India came from Asia Minor. And this is the cartoon, a picture of that. If you take a minute here, Africa, you're all familiar, and how people moved to what we Mesopotamia or Ural mountains, and that were supposed to be. So they had to establish it was there, then the language, the Sanskrit, the Latin, and all of them were together. So this is the view, and they all populated rest of the earth. You're all familiar with that. However, I don't want to dwell too much. The topic is Vedic civilization. So Vedic view is the civilization developed in the area around the present day Kailash or Mansarovar. जो मेरे ख्याल से जो पुराण जो लिखे गए हैं, तो when there was a tectonic activity in Himalaya, something going on, जैसे शिव जी तांडव कर रहे हैं, गंगा निकली, so all these things of, like we have an earthquake right now in Morocco, similar things have happened many times before, and people thought that something, some god somebody is doing. Is natural to think that Tibet, people moved to Kashmir and plains along Saraswati River. That's my favorite subject, Saraswati. And I believe Saraswati was a mighty flowing river. I'm going out of context, but it's important. Saraswati dried up 2000 BC, यानी कि 4000 साल पहले Saraswati dried up around Meerut, around that area. Yamuna was flowing backwards, separated. Satluj, these were the two main tributaries. Satluj पश्चिम में चली गई, यमुना ईस्ट में चली गई, तो घग्गर जो बची है थोड़ा सा टुकड़ा राजस्थान में, that is the part of that Saraswati. So Saraswati had दो धाराएं थी उसकी, east and west. जो east की जो धारा है, that be Brahmaputra today, we are in China. West wali the Saraswati dried up, but I think where present day the Dwarika is, around that, that's where the Saraswati flew. You can see satellite evidence, as I will see. There is no proof, I haven't read anywhere, but I believe Sri Krishna or Balram jab Mathura se gaye, so their whole movement was along Saraswati river, and that's how they reached Dwarika. I'm not sure it is true or not. In any way, India extended to Afghanistan, Pakistan, Myanmar, Ceylon, all of that. Greek and Latin considered close to Sanskrit, and there's a great deal of cultural and historical suggestion that Vedic civilization may have spread to the Greece. We were in Greece, and there was one area where I could see some things which relate to what we have, the Vedic civilization. Now, a modern view is it came from there to us, and we are saying it came here to there. The bottom line is the same, it's just a matter of where it started. Evidence of most civilization of out of India don't seem to go beyond 5,000 years. Agree with that? 5,000 years. On the other hand, our scriptures, and also I just made a statement that Saraswati civilization is about 10,000 year old, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and many other excavations, it is older. Ye gods, Olympian gods, so you can see the similarity there. Now, I'll walk you through some of this word. Ishwar kya hai, Devta, Arya, I won't dwell, but Arya kya hai, I think we need to know. We all say there is a great deal of fear when you talk to somebody Jewish or German. The misuse is one thing, एक किसी चीज को misuse करना, but The ancient name of Indian subcontinent, what? Aryavrat. Historically, the word Arya does not denote a particular group of people. आर्य किसी व्यक्ति विशेष की गुण हैं किसी के. जब वाल्मीकि ने पूछा था नारद जी से, अकॉर्डिंग टू वाल्मीकि रामायण, कि आई वांट टू राइट द स्टोरी ऑफ द बेस्ट पर्सन राइट नाउ, तो जो डिस्क्रिप्शन उसमें दिया है दैट इज आर्य. सम ऑफ द बिहेवियर, जैसे कैकई का बिहेवियर था या रावण का बिहेवियर था, तो उसके अनार्य, अनाड़ी होता है ना, अनाड़ी वर्ड, अनाड़ी इज अनार्य. तो आर्य की क्या परिभाषा देखिए, रामायण में लिखा है, एंड आई वोंट रीड द श्लोक, इट टेक टू लॉन्ग. Mahabharata defines Arya as a person who tries not to increase the existent animosity. उस लड़ाई को बढ़ाता नहीं है. Is not egotistic, does not get disappointed, nor too happy. स्थित प्रज्ञ. गीता में लिखा है, पूछा है अर्जुन ने श्री कृष्ण से कि जो स्थित प्रज्ञ हो जाता है वो कैसा दिखता है, क्या खाता है, तो ये उसमें दिस इज दैट द पर्सन इज सम. रामायण में भी है यही बात है. जब किसी से धनुष टूटा नहीं, तो जब विश्वामित्र ने कहा तो कहा है उठऊ राम भंजऊ भव चापा, तो उसमें कहा है कि हर्ष विषाद न कछु उर आवा. ये लाइन है, ऐसे याद आई मुझे रामायण में. He says कि neither he was too excited, he was going to get the love of his life. He was not too excited, he was not scared or sad, he just stood up. उसको बोलते हैं स्थित प्रज्ञ. वो क्या थे? आर्य. Does not get pleasure out of unhappiness of others and is eager to donate. Right? Similarly, a poet has defined the one who is knowledgeable, always satisfied. बहुत मुश्किल है to be always satisfied. Can control the mind, honest, and has control on the senses and donates. So this is the definition of Arya. Ab the next word is the space. Okay, okay, continue that way. Okay, next word is Hindu. क्या है? एक शब्द हिंदू आता है. हम आर्य समाज में कहते हैं कि हम हिंदू नहीं. क्या हैं अगर हिंदू नहीं? We are stuck with that word. We have no choice. We can say we are a Vedic Hindu, whatever. So the ancient name was Vedic Dharma, then became Sanatan Dharma, then Hindu Dharma. There are three possibilities of the name Hindu. One, ash from Himalaya, or Hindu is the ocean, and or people who lived around the river Sindhu. Sindhu जो शब्द है, that itself means a body of water. Sindhu means. And the third possibility is Hindu Kush mountain. Actually it's a very bad word. Hindu Kush, जहाँ पर हिंदुओं को किस तरह से वो ले जाते थे as slaves, they were dying, so they called those mountains Hindu Kush. So people lived around that. So these are the three possibilities. अच्छा, now a little different subject. I am going to creation. ये सृष्टि हम जैसे कहते हैं ना, सृष्टि संवत वो वाली बात है. तो सृष्टि, creation is 15 billion year old, earth is 4 billion year old. 4 billion we like 2, but it is not 2. Science has proven that earth is 4 billion. Kalp क्या है? Rotation of our galaxy, including our sun, around the super galaxy, बीच में black hole है, that is 4 billion years. That is the creation. That is also called the day of Brahma. जब creation नहीं होता है, that is the night of Brahma. Very simple. You will enjoy it. The life on earth is 2 billion year old. अब देखिए, it takes time. अभी हम big island में थे, हवाई में. It is several, how many? 15 million year old something, Hawaiian island, the big island. And the most of it is just a larva, the larva rocks. So it takes time for the life to appear. That's why life, but not human life. Now, there is a problem with it. India, where it is today, was not. It was connected to Africa. It was 150, 30, 120 million years ago. These was called Jambu Dweep, or it was called Pangaea, whatever you call it. It was all one landmass. The Australia, the Madagascar, the Africa, the India, the South America, all of that was one landmass. It separated. Australia कहाँ चला गया? India half inch ऊपर करते करते कहाँ चला गया? तो India, the Indian plate collided with Asian plate about 50 million years ago. and when it collided, some of it went under, some crumbled. That's how the Himalaya. तो हिमालय कितना पुराना हुआ? 50 million years ago. जब हिमालय नहीं था वहाँ पर, हम कहते हैं कि तिब्बत में ये सब हुआ. तो I like to believe that the human history is much younger, but this is just my thought. Creation 4 billion I said, उसमें कितनी चतुर्युगी होती है? Anybody? कितनी चतुर्युगी होती है एक क्रिएशन में? 1000. तो कितना हुआ एक चतुर्युगी में? 4 million years. 4 million multiplied by 1000. Now it is divided into, is it too much? 14 मनवंतर और एक मनवंतर में 71 चतुर्युगी होती हैं. टोटल इज 1000. ये 7वां मनवंतर चल रहा है, इसको वैवस्वत मनवंतर कहते हैं, और उसकी 28वीं चतुर्युगी चल रही है. वाई इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट? बिकॉज देर इज अ सजेशन दैट श्री राम वॉज इन 24th चतुर्युगी. दैट्स so many 18 million years ago. That's too long. ये 28वीं चतुर्युगी चल रही है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, एक जो युग है, आपने ये सुना होगा, सतयुग. बोलिए, सतयुग, त्रेतायुग, द्वापर युग और कलयुग. टू मेक इट वेरी सिंपल, 4 लाख, 8 लाख, 12 लाख और 16 लाख, और इन मिलियंस दिस वे. कुल मिला के कितने हुए? 40 लाख. दैट इज 1 चतुर्युगी मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 1000. दैट इज 1 क्रिएशन. श्री राम कब हुए थे? त्रेता या द्वापर? त्रेता, राइट? त्रेता के करीब करीब अंत में. तो 8 लाख तो अपना भी होगा ना. और श्री कृष्ण कब हुए थे? द्वापर में. तो श्री कृष्ण के महाप्रयाण के बाद में जब युधिष्ठिर का राज्याभिषेक हुआ, उसके बाद में चालू हुआ कलयुग. सो एनीवे, देयर इज अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ माइंड. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज आवर स्क्रिप्चर्स. वेद सब सत्य विद्याओं का पुस्तक है. इट्स देयर इन आवर नियम, राइट? तो वेदास, उसके बाद में क्या है? ब्राह्मण ग्रंथ, फिर अरण्यक आए. ऑल दोज नेम्स आर देयर. आई डोंट थिंक वी कैन गो थ्रू इट टू मच. लेकिन दे फिर हैं सूत्र, गृह सूत्र. हम जो ये संस्कार करते हैं, विवाह संस्कार, ये संस्कार, वो संस्कार, मोस्टली गृह सूत्रों से आए हैं. फिर उपनिषद, और फिर उसके बाद में आए दर्शन. दर्शन में आस्तिक दर्शन, नास्तिक दर्शन. जो आस्तिक हैं वो 6 हैं. वी डोंट वांट गो इनटू डिटेल, दिस नॉट. उपवेद, हर एक वेद का उपवेद है. स्मृतियां हैं, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट मनुस्मृति. नाउ I spoke to Professor Surendra Kumar, who probably is the most knowledgeable person. He wrote, जो विशुद्ध मनुस्मृति पढ़ी होगी आपने, कि वेदों के बाद में जो मनु थे, स्वयंभू मनु थे, he himself, he was appointed because there were people living and then there was a need for some governance. So जो स्वयंभू मनु थे, और his grandson was Vevasvat Manu. So and then first disciple who learned Veda was Brahma. इसलिए ब्रह्मा को कहते हैं सृष्टि, यानी कि चारों वेद ब्रह्मा को आए, अग्नि, वायु, आदित्य, अंगिरा से. So Manusmriti, I believe, is older than all scriptures next to the Ved. And then, of course, which came first, Ramayana or Mahabharata? Ramayana, great. You know it all. Okay, so Ved, again, Agni, Vayu, Aditya, Angira. I don't want to dwell in that too much. ये जो रोहतक में क्या नाम था उनका, कैप्टन देव, उनके पिताजी रुद्रसेन जी, राइट जी. तो उनके घर से बैक में लिया है. दोज हु फैमिलियर विद हिम, नॉट द मित्र सेन जी सिंधु. ये जब थे, हम गए थे उनके घर में, उनके बैक में. ईच वन इज दे. सो दिस ही इज दिस ऋग्वेद, यजुर्वेद, सामवेद एंड अथर्ववेद. Agni, Vayu, Aditya, Angira. And then first disciple was Brahma. Now, Vedic knowledge was passed on as a, आपको श्रुति और शास्त्र में फर्क है. श्रुति क्या है? Means oral tradition. Shastra means which is in some sort of a written form in one way or the other, which is after the Vedas. कुछ होते हैं. आर्ष मीन्स एनीथिंग विच कन्फाइंस विद द आइडियोलॉजी ऑफ वेद इज आर्ष, बाकी दूसरे हैं. अच्छा, कितने मंत्र हैं वेदों में? About 20,000. Now please forgive me, I have rounded these numbers, they are not the exact numbers. About 10,000 ऋग्वेद में हैं, अथर्ववेद बहुत बड़ा है, और जो यजुर्वेद और सामवेद छोटे हैं. कुल मिला के अबाउट 20,000. ऋग्वेद में क्या है? ज्ञान. वैसे सब कुछ है, साइंस भी है उसमें, आयुर्वेद भी है उसके अंदर, लेकिन प्राइमरीली ऋग्वेद में ज्ञान है. यजुर्वेद, मोस्ट ऑफ व्हाट वी डू, कर्मकांड, संध्या हवन इज फ्रॉम यजुर्वेद, जो है ना, जो ईशावास्य विदम सर्वम, दैट इज द ऋग्वेद का अंतिम सूक्त. दैट इज, बट यजुर्वेद का जो है 40वां अध्याय इस ईशोपनिषद. सामवेद इज प्योर डिवोशन, परमात्मा की स्तुति है उसमें, और अथर्ववेद इज साइंसेज. नाउ वी लाइक टू बिलीव, एंड देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ स्टेटमेंट that how to fly a plane, the mathematics, the algebra, lot of these sciences, the even geometry, how to build a house, all the Vastu Shastra, whatever, all that came from Atharved. So it has all of that. Now the Ramayana, the only authentic Ramayana is Balmik Ramayana. Now, I'm not saying Tulsi Krat Ramayana achhi. Tulsi Krat Ramayana is absolutely amazing. Even Tulsi has written at one place that Tretvad ka jo hai na, उन्होंने ईश्वर जीव प्रकृति, that's what Arya Samaj is, right? तो जब जंगल में जा रहे थे राम लक्ष्मण सीता, तो तुलसी ने लिखा है एक जगह, ब्रह्म जीव बिच माया. He has said Brahm, Ram, Jeev, Krishna, Lakshman, Maya, Sita. That means त्रेतवाद का वहाँ पे है. देखो, ईश्वर सर्वव्यापी और निराकार है. निर्गुण अलग चीज़ है, निराकार साकार अलग चीज़ है. That is another topic. ईश्वर सगुण भी है और निर्गुण भी है, separate topic. But anyway, तो उन्होंने लिखा है तुलसी ने, बिनु पद चले सुने बिनु काना, कर बिन काज करे विधि नाना, आनन रहित सकल रस भोगी, बिन बाणी बक्ता बड़ जोगी. That means अपाणिपादो जवनो ग्रहीता, पश्चात चक्षु से श्रोत्य करने, सवेति वेद्यम न च तस्यास्ति वेत्ता, तमाहुरग्रम पुरुषम महांतम. सो इवन तुलसी हैज बिलीव्ड एट प्लेसेस दैट ईश्वर अलग थे. राम एनीवे उन्होंने उनको आर्यपुत्र से संबोधित किया. एनीवे, सो अकॉर्डिंग टू वायु पुराण, द रामायण, द वार वाज इन 24th चतुर्युगी. And other view is Shri Ram the 9 lakh साल पहले. Historians like to revolve around BC. Everything that is, they can't prove. If they say the creation is only 6,000 years old, that's what they said. How can they go beyond it? They can't. So everything alone. But now Hanumanji saw 4, how much time do I have more? 10 minutes? Do I have 10 minutes? Yes? No? Yes, okay. So 10 minutes में तो हो जाएगा पूरा ये. Okay. So Hanuman ji saw 4 tusk mastodon during his visit to Lanka. 4 दांत का हाथी हम देखा नहीं, लेकिन उस वक्त होता था. That existed at that time. That is written in सुंदर कांड में, वाल्मीकि रामायण में लिखा हुआ है ये. I read that. So that there is a, and then ग्रह नक्षत्रों का, there is a lot of suggestion. 9 lakh साल पहले. महाभारत was fought in Dwapar Yuga, 3136 BC, that is 36 before beginning of the Kali Yuga. Now Takshila University, just a few more statements. Takshila was established in 5th century and flourishing until 5th century AD. नालंदा कहाँ है? बिहार में. तक्षशिला कहाँ है? पंजाब में. तो नालंदा came much later from 5th to century to 1200 AD. कहते हैं कि जिस वक्त उसको जलाया तो there was such a massive library, such a treasure कि महीनों तक उसकी आग जलती रही. I don't know whether it's true or not. That is written by the Chinese travelers and some Arabic. Buddha and Mahavir. Some places I read they were contemporary. Some say Buddha was about 30 years older, but they were about contemporary, about 2500 years ago, some say 3200 years ago, but there's a different, King Ashok lived 300 BC. Now Shankaracharya, generally it is believed 788 to 820 AD, but I read someplace in this book that Aryon ka Adi Desh aur unki Sabhyata. I have that in my bag right now by Vidyanand Saraswati, Swami Vidyanand Saraswati. That's an amazing book. He said it was 460 BC, whatever it is, and Vikram Samvat started. If you add in the present 57, that's Vikram Samvat. Now, a few more things. Science I referred, for example, Sulabh Sutra और शतपथ ब्राह्मण है, Pythagoras form जो है ना, a square plus b square c square. So we have that. And अब the last piece of the puzzle which I want to do it in next 5-7 minutes is theory of Aryan invasion. That really is what the British wanted and did it. So if you came from outside, you killed. We have a right to kill as well. Basically, if Arya came from, हम सब लोगों ने बचपन में यही पढ़ा कि आर्य बाहर से आए, पढ़ा नहीं पढ़ा बचपन में हम सब लोगों ने. But we had Subhash Kak is a scholar. Then we have Dr. David Frawley, Vamdev. He is a Jewish gentleman. I have that book, Theory of Aryan Invasion. We have met. So there is a strong suggestion that we didn't come from outside. And I'll walk you through. Why do they say? Now, the Asiatic Society was founded by William Jones in 1784. Aryan invasion theory was put together on April 10, 1866 in London with the idea that proved that the whole history of Indian subcontinent was based on invasion. So we can do it too. Kab? 1866. That's the only number you need to remember here. This is when excavations of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa had not begun. It was purely based on the language. Macaulay, who introduced the Western system, had the same idea. Max Muller, same thing. Stanley Baldwin, who was the Prime Minister of England in 1929, said that Indian and British were two long-lost brothers, and since they have forgotten their past, we have the duty to fix it. That's what he said. Mortimer Wheeler gave boost. Purandar, कहते ना इंद्र को, पुरंदर का मतलब है one who attacked, one who conquered. Actually, Indra का मतलब है a king who can win a war and conquer a fort, but not somebody who would massacre and kill. Wrong. So जो महिधर, उबट और क्या नाम दूसरा महिधर, they really misinterpreted a lot of that, and the British followed that. So the new evidence of Saraswati civilization, seals found in the excavations, no evidence of any destruction of property or injury. Injuries were old, that means they died of disease rather than massacre. Horse bones were found, altars. Bet Dwarka has been found, and there is no mention of any victory in Vedic literature. अगर कोई जीतेगा इतनी बड़ी वार, अपनी civilization को पूरा completely खत्म कर देगा, where they came from, Mesopotamia. If they came to this part, they would at least mention somewhere. None of the Vedic literature describes that. Because of tectonic activity, I already made a reference to, the Saraswati dried up. Now, no evidence of Aryan homeland outside. The word Dravid, जो है ना, that was invented by British priest called Caldwell in 1856, around the same time. So this is a conspiracy of putting the invasion, also that separation word Dravid. So once they said name Dravid, so they had to say Dravid people. Once you say language, Dravid people. However, there are more Sanskrit birds in south. Badrinath में priest कौन है? South. So there is India is the only country where there is a continuous civilization, and India has never invaded anybody. So the bottom line is there is a strong evidence that India has been the motherland of Aryans forever. They didn't move from somewhere to. That's it. You don't need to remember anything. And the rest, the invasion theory is not correct. There's a Rakhi Gadi. There are many, many places. There is a lot of excavations have taken place. And this is how Saraswati satellite image is. And this is where, okay, 1 minute on this thing. So I said this is the original map of how it was. Saraswati river. Now if you see Yamuna and you have Satluj, if both separate, the Saraswati dried up, and this is how it looks today. Gaggar and Luni, these are the residual part of Saraswati. Maybe where the canal, Rajasthan canal is in the west part of Rajasthan, that's a dry bed, and they found water and evidence in it. And this is where a lot of excavations going on. This is the seal. जो अपना जो swastik है, they found this Harappan seal, and this is the most famous thing. Anybody, what is this thing? I have 1 more minute to finish. Anybody, what this is? You see there is a little thing, that's a tree. They look like 2 birds, right? Dva suparna soija sakhaya samanam vraksham parishasva jate tayorinne paplam swadvat nashnanyo abhishakshiti. So there are 2 birds sitting on a tree. एक दृष्टा है, एक करता है, ज्ञाता करता और भोक्ता. तो दृष्टा कौन है? परमात्मा. भोक्ता भोग कौन रहा है? आत्मा. और वो पेड़ क्या है? जिसको भोक्ता भोक्ता भोग्यम प्रेरितारम, ये श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषद का वचन है. एंड दिस इज द नेचर. सो ईश्वर जीव प्रकृति त्रेतवाद का सिद्धांत. If they found this something 6,000 years ago, how could they come 1,500 years ago? And this is the another evidence of that they found Mahabharat war was fought, thermoluminescence, they found evidence. This is the picture of Bet Dwarika, actual picture that is submerged. And it is written, Dwarika, in Mahabharat ke andar, कि Bet Dwarika, how it disappeared. And this is how Ramayana bridge looks like, and this is how it looks today. I'm sorry if I took too long, but this is in a very short, a lot of stuff. And I'll be honored to answer if I could, if there is any question or comments or somebody knows. हाँ जी.
लिखने की सुविधा थी कि कहाँ लिखे गए, और was it passed on from one person to another on the basis of memory? क्या था?
ऐसा कहते हैं कि they were written on the leaves, भोजपत्र पे या पेड़ों की छाल पे. पहले तो जो वेद itself तो श्रुति है, 8 तरह से वेदों का पाठ होता था. पद पाठ और ये पाठ और जटा पाठ, बैक एंड फोर्थ, तोड़ के मरोड़ के. सो देर आर स्टिल पीपल हु नो दिस बाय हार्ट बाय रीडिंग, सब तरह से. सो दैट इसीलिए वेदों में हालांकि शुक्ल वेद, कृष्ण यजुर्वेद, संहिताएं थोड़ा हैं, लेकिन people were not able to mix too much. Upanishad were stories at some point. I don't know exactly when the writing started, but it's ancient. गीता जो है बाली में कहते हैं पहली बार, आई हैव दैट एट होम, 70 श्लोक होते थे गीता में. दैट वाज फाउंड इन बाली, इन किसी के बॉक्स में, कोई पंडा कहते हैं उनको, आज भी है वो. एंड देन इट बिकेम 700 श्लोक. किसी मंदिर में, शायद एकलिंग जी के किसी मंदिर में महाभारत मिली थी उसके, या फिर ऊखी मठ में, वन ऑफ दोज प्लेसेस. इस 8,600 सम श्लोक, आज 1,00,000 श्लोक है महाभारत में. बट योर क्वेश्चन एग्जैक्टली व्हेन इट स्टार्टेड राइटिंग और व्हेन द आई एम नॉट क्वाइट श्योर, बट क्योंकि अशोक के इनके शिलालेख वगैरह भी पेपर तो कहीं है नहीं, लाइब्रेरी तो सब जल गई सारी. तो मोस्टली दे वर फ्रॉम वर्ड ऑफ माउथ and on some scriptures how they were put together or preserved. I'm not an authority to be able to answer that in a very specific way. पंडित जी से आचार्य जी, अगर if he has any comments.
अथॉरिटी नहीं है बोलने की कि वो कोई पर्टिकुलर, लेकिन हाँ श्रुति के माध्यम से जैसे आपने कहा
एक बार मैंने जो आर्य प्रतिनिधि सभा का जो सार्वदेशिक का सम्मेलन हुआ था 2019 में, उससे पहले they had one room there which had all these depictions and I saw that. I just don't remember उसमें थे कहाँ क्या हुआ, but it doesn't go back lakhs, it goes thousands of years.
Because it was created because of some vested interest. अभी ये मुगल आए, अंग्रेज आए, तो उन्होंने ये फैला दिया कि आप भी बाहर से आए हैं, इसलिए we have every right. That has been proved wrong beyond any suspicion. बाकी जो written material है, वो papyrus जो था इजिप्ट में जो पाया, उस पर कुछ न कुछ चीजें लिखी हुई है. That is the first thing we have come to know कि इधर कोई राइटिंग का कोई सुविधा है. तो इसलिए मैं पूछ रहा था कि हमारे जो वेद जो ये है जो ओरिजिनल है हमारा, किधर हम देख सकते हैं? आर दे केप्ट इन सम लाइब्रेरी, जैसे आपने बोला टैक्स वाले वो पता नहीं कितने जैसे लिखा कि साल भर उधर आग लगी रही, तो वो उधर कोई रीडिंग मटीरियल था या क्या था या लीव्स थे या क्या?
But now there is an intense effort. Most of our scriptures have been digitized. Before they used to bury the time capsule, but now it has been. So goal of all of this to make it aware. Not I'm no expert in all of these things. To make aware about 3 or 4 points. A, what we learn on Arya Samaj, what Swamiji taught us, it is true. We are different from the animals. We are responsible for our actions. The other was history of Vedic civilization, and third piece was the creation. And that's pretty much, there are 3 or 4 points in this whole talk.